Here's 4 quests in Pantheon that can be difficult without a guide and can help you in the beginning of the game to start with a few decent pieces of gear. Some of the quests can't be completed yet, but this guide should help you get up to speed before they put the NPCs and items in the game. Starting with the longest quest line. There's 2 quests that can be done in any order to start the Gadai Questline. You'll need 8 Gadai insignias total. The insignias can be found off of just about any of the Gadai bandits. You can also trade for them. You can start collecting the insignias before picking up either quest. The first quest is the Roughs of Gadai at the far east end of Thronefast. Take the road east from the crossroads all the way down to Hornbell. This gets you the faction you'll need for another part of the quest later. Right now the quest can't be turned in because the NPC isn't in the game, however you can get everything done up to the last turn in. The other quest is Test of Courage from Tandis Nali, found in Avendir's Pass, not far from the bridge to Thronefast, who wants 3 Gadai insignia so he can get promoted. There's 3 Gadai camps here you'll be back and forth in for most of the quest line. One of the camps is found northwest of the Thronefast bridge. This is Jar and Pharaoh's camp. The other 2 camps are to the east. The easiest way to get to them is from Dimmoth Bindstone. You can follow the road from the bridge to get there. Northwest of the stone is the messenger's camp. North of that is the 3rd Gadai camp. After turning in your 3 insignias, head over the bridge to Captain Bolus to pick up Thinning the Ranks. The bandits he wants you to take out will be found in all 3 of the camps. Depending on your level, you may need a few others to help. Once that's complete, head back to Bolus for the turn-in and pick up the quest Delivering Justice. This time we want you to take out 4 outlaws. I've heard there's 4 locations the outlaws can spawn in. I found 3. One of Jar and Pharaoh's placeholders can be an outlaw. Another one is in a camp near Dimmoth. He'll be the middle of 3 mobs standing just inside the camp on the left near a tent. It's also one of the placeholders for the messenger. If the messenger is up and said, I'd try to skip that because you'll need him later in the quest line. If the mob isn't there, maybe pathing to or from Jaren's camp. The 3rd location is the small camp just north of the messenger's camp. They'll be downhill at the middle tent. Return to Bolus for the turn-in. Next up is a deeper investigation from Investigator Nowist up against the right side pillar when entering Avendir's Pass from Thronefast. The first location is in the upper part of Jaren's camp. You can get to it up this ramp on the left. I wasn't aware at the time and took the long way around. The second location is right past the messenger's tent. Now it's time for the messenger. Pick up interception from Nalus after turning in a deeper investigation and head back to the messenger's camp northwest of Dimmoth. He only spawns at night. If he's not up, you'll have to take out the placeholder and wait the 15 or so minutes for a respawn. He spawns in a camp near Dimmoth and pass between there and Jarn's camp. Make sure to loot the message from him. Further evidence from Nalus sends you to Jarn's tent. Inside you'll find the evidence you're looking for. You can get it while invisible. After turning this into Nalus, the next quest starts in Avelia upstairs in the tavern. Talk to Pride Main Elverin and pick up the quest of Secret Base. You can bind yourself in Avelia to make the turn-in faster. From the crossroads, head east past the bindstone near Boars over a small bridge. On the right, not far after the bridge, is a ramp up to the manor. After the switch back up the mountain, take a sharp right along the ridge before falling down towards the fort. Straight ahead is a rock you'll need to climb for the quest update. Turn in the quest and grab Lieutenant's Greed. This will be the last and longest part of the quest. You'll need 3 named and 3 ground spawns in fort. Back at the fort, the first ground spawn is a box not far past the entrance, and just south of that is Gadai. You won't be able to see the chest if you're not on the quest. From there, just over the bridge, is the inner part of the fort where the mountain spawns for the second piece and the second chest nearby. Celtic spawns somewhere in or on the building next to the mountain. The third chest is found around the corner of the building once you reach the top. I'm not sure the spawn timers on the chests. You'll be able to loot all the chests while invisible. Quest item drops 1 per person if you're in a group working on the quest. There's a few ways to get to each of the named as a group without having to fight all the way in from the entrance, though some of the locations will be rough. After collecting all 6 items, you'll have to wait for the NPC to be in game for the last turn-in. The Riddled Path starts with a ghostly Riddler only up at night on a tall island near the Boar Alley bindstone. The reward used to be decent, although it took around a week of on and off searching for 3 or 4 of us to find all the items for the quest. It used to be one of the only rings you can get in the lower levels. Now that jewel crafting is out, the reward is basically useless, until they make it where crafted items have a level requirement or they buff the reward some. The only reason anyone did it was because it was new. The first clue is a stolen artifact in a bag in a small bandit camp right before the mountain leading to manor and fort. It'll be near the biggest tent on the eastern side of the camp. The third clue is a lantern, only up at night in the manor. It'll be easy to see if it's up in the corner of the building on the cliff edge. This will be the hardest one to get without invis. You may be able to get someone to train them out the way for you, otherwise you'll need a group to fight in. The second clue is closer to Avelia. Starting at the southern bridge, head south out the village. Turn right as soon as you're off the bridge, and follow the water until you run into a mountainside. Then go north around the ledge, left and up a hill west to another ledge and climb up. You keep heading west up 3 more ledges, then head north around a bunch of goblins to a very specific spot on the ground here that used to be marked with a statue. Return to the Riddler at night to get your ring. The Art of Scavenging and Scavenger's Path from Treasure Hunter Dorian in the Avelia Tavern starts the map Fragment questline. You can start and complete the Art of Scavenging in Wild's End from the other treasure hunter there, but everything else will have to be done through Dorian unless that's changed. Scrap metal and empty bottles for Scavenger's Path can be found in supply chests scattered across Thronefast and can be traded. After the first two quests are done, the quest map Fragments should be available. If it's not, you may have to find the first map fragment, and if it is, you'll have to find the first map fragment. Have fun looking at all the Thronefast chests for this one. It could take you 10 minutes to a week of searching. Find the fragment and turn it into Dorian. Your first two pieces are in Thronefast, a ground spawn at the manor and a drop from the named goblin Drog. He spawns near the griffins on the west side of the zone up a bunch of cliffs. Around here is where he spawns every 15 or so minutes and passes up the hill. He doesn't always drop the fragment, and it only drops one per person if it drops, unless that's changed by now. Next up is the manor. You'll need to be in Viz, get a group, or have a 30+ character to possibly sneak by and grab before dying. If you stay along the northern wall, it's in the building to the right with lots of guards. It'll be a scroll in the back corner of the room. Now we need to head to Avendir's Pass to the tavern in Dimmoth. Upstairs on the balcony somewhere on the ground around the bard is the third fragment. Jara northwest of the Thronefast Bridge in Avendir's Pass will have the fourth fragment. After turning in the first fragment, you don't need to find the other four in any particular order. Once you found all 5 fragments, turn them into Dorian and grab the quest The Secret Map. Putting the pieces together, you learn the map points to Madrun. With no further clues, you head back to Avendir's Pass and south of Dimmoth. You'll want a group or invis for this part. Stay along the eastern wall, running south until you reach some rocks you can climb on and up a cliff. Run along the western side and drop down along the southwest corner. From there you run south around another cliff edge and southwest into the mouth of Mad Run, also known as Mad Tunnels, I think. It's pretty easy to get to with invis from here. The tunnel's long, but there's no break-offs anywhere. Only a spot with a bridge and nothing worth killing down below. Not far past the bridge is the heart of Mad Run. Don't run off the edge here. Take a sharp left and stay along the wall coming up. If you're on the quest, it'll be a large, hard-to-miss chest sitting not far up ahead. The chest is on a short timer if there's more than one person needing the loot. Back to Dorian for the reward. The quest of Dark Concern for the Nightbane robe starts with Alora up in the back east of Dimmoth, standing alone in a house by a lake near the stables. She sends you to the shaman Zavi and Thronefast for the antidote. A shaman's request asks for rat blood and a bright cap mushroom out of Halnir Cave. You could skip the adventure and trade for it as well. The Nightbane toad can only be found at night around the lake in the Shaman or Mage Newbie area in Thronefast, west of Avelia. Accept the antidote to salvation and turn into Allura for the robe. A faintly glowing feather can be found in How Near Cave at night. Starting in the safe area right before the ghost, head downstairs and right around the corner, then into the first room on the left and down the hole in the back. Take a right at the split and it's in the middle of the room next to a rock. You can viz all the way there. Click it to get a magical feather. Outside the cave, head northeast towards the Druid Ring. Eldrin will be standing by a tree in front of the pond. I don't know where the next parts of this quest is, if they even exist right now. Let me know if I missed anything, and if you have any additional information on these or other quests that may need a guide, let me know in the comments.